Hi, my name is Terry Lee from Sweet Pea Papers and the Sweet Pea Papers Facebook group, and today I am very happy to show you the newest kit by Collage Type called Garden Gate, and we're going to make a nice little project out of it. Let me show you the kit first. You've got these beautiful birds and beautiful flowers, and there's several large picture pages. So here's one, here's another, it's very pretty, and another which I love this one. I'm not sure we'll be able to use it in this project, but, and then there's this one. I love these little birds. Okay, and then the next set that we have are our pages. Our pages, you know what I mean. Now I printed this borderless, that's why some of this print is cut off, but you can see that it didn't print border to border. There's an actual border around the image, so you're not going to get 8.5 by 11 even when you print borderless. So we're going to make a smaller project, which is fine. That'll be fun, it'll be sweet. So we've got this paper. Oh, while I'm talking about it, let me tell you how much it is. I think it's 8 1/8. Let me turn the ruler around and see if I can read it. I remember 8 1/8. Yeah, 8 1/8 high by 10 3/4 long. Okay, so here's page 1, 2, there's 8 of these, 3, 4, 5. I feel like the count. Okay. This one's really pretty. I mean, they're all pretty, but that one I like it especially. And then this one. And then these are they're not backing pages, they're just full-sized pages that are horizontal. And then you have the ephemera. You have these wonderful fussy cuts, and then you have lots of pockets and things to put in the pockets, things to decorate your actual project with. Envelopes and a belly band, file folders, tags, and writing cards. Now the writing cards, the tags, the file folders, the envelope, I believe that's it. This page too, probably, even though it's a pocket, but you might want to use these as little ephemera. So all of these I would print with something on the back. Then he gives you a couple of pages that you could use, or you could just use a plain cream color, and that would be pretty. I'm not sure I would print it on cream colored paper because that would change your colors, but you certainly could use cream on the back of the papers. So those are the pages. Now the project that we're going to do is going to be a nice cute little book, and we're going to use it or make it by using envelopes. So we're going to use 3 envelopes, which gives us 4 pages, 2 pockets, a cover, and a back. Okay, so we're also we have this ribbon in case we need to tie it. I'm not sure whether we will or not. They tend to get a little like this when it's an envelope. Okay, and then I've got this pretty lace. I've got just enough of it to do down the edge if we want of the cover. We're also probably going to use some glossy accents on the birds and flowers. Okay, and this is made by Ranger, and what it does is it gives it like a dimension, like 3 dimensions, and it's clear, and it's shiny, and it makes butterflies and birds and flowers look beautiful. And then we're also going to be using vintage photo. I'm not going to be inking the envelopes, I don't think. But let me look at the pages here. We might need to ink the envelopes. I'll ink one and see what it looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and go cut the papers and take the borders off, obviously, and cut out some other stuff, and then I will be right back with you. But I'm looking forward to this project. I hope that you will enjoy it too, and I know you will enjoy Nanane's new kit. All right, I'll be back in just 1 second. Okay, so we're back. I ran into a problem, and I'll show you what it is. I cut the papers down, and I took them, and the ones that look like the book pages, okay, so I cut those in half, and then I inked around the area that needed to be inked, okay. And on a side note, when you cut the pages apart, when you cut the pages, there's a little dip at the top right here where the page cover, the book cover, comes down to where the binding is, this in the image. And what I did was I just cut it straight across, and then when I inked it in, and it looks like part of that going across, and it looks fine. So don't worry about that. The other thing is that when we put our pages together, and I should talk about this in a minute, but I'm going to talk about it right now since I opened my fat mouth. You're going to want to put 2 pages together that have these on the outsides. So let's say this is the way this page went. Then you wouldn't want to put them on like that, because then it wouldn't look like a book, and these pages are printed out to look like a book. Okay, so those 2 notes. Now the third thing is that the problem I ran into was once I cut them down, I realized that, let me undo this. This is going to be the cover, and this is going to be the back. I just cut it in half. Okay, so the problem I ran into was that after I cut them down, look how big the envelopes are. They're way too big. So I decided to, as you know, experiment around, something I'm never known for, ha ha ha. And so what I did was I took one of the papers and I laid it on the envelope to where I wanted, the size border on the bottom and the left side that I wanted, and then I drew a mark to make the size that I wanted, where the envelope where the envelope the right size to begin with. Okay, so then, because what I was going to do is open them up and slide them together and then make a regular envelope book. But no, that is not what we're doing. So I was messing around with it, and I thought, well, what would happen if I went ahead and cut the envelopes to the size and then see what opens up? Can we still slide them together? Can we still have, will the flaps still go in? Will we still be able to have one pocket on the inside? And the answer is yes. So here are 2 that I haven't done. Here's one that I have done. So what we end up with is the cover, and then you open this up, and this is where the 2 envelopes slide together. So it slides together. Now we're going to have no pocket here, even though it looks like a pocket. You can see the tab is here. This side we're going to have a pocket, but it's not glued. because we need to be able to slide paper down in here to cover this area in front of the pocket. Okay, we are going to have a pocket at the front. So we'll have a pocket here and a pocket here. And then when we make these two and glue them together, then we won't be able to slide anything inside of anything anymore. So we're going to have to glue them together, and one of two things is going to happen. We're just going to glue them together, and we'll have another front page with a pocket, or we'll be able to glue them together and have a pocket in between. Now, there's an easy way to do that as well. If you want to have the pocket on the front and just glue them together as reinforcement, that's fine. You can do that by making this the exact same way. If you want to glue them together and not have this front pocket, well, then just glue this one together instead of this one. Okay? All right, so let's go through it, see if I can remember how I did it. So I took one. These are two now, but I took one and I put it here. I did it with the piece of paper, remember, and then I measured out around. So that was, this first one is the cut that came out from that. So then I took this and put it up against this and got some sort of crazy measurement. Well, I know that's what it is because I did it. There it is. Okay, so for some reason when you slide them that way, they don't always go the way you think. So let's manually line them up. Anyway, we want to cut it here and we want to cut it here. Okay, so we're going to do that on both. And it doesn't matter which one you cut first, it's just the envelope's going to kind of come apart anyway. Get out of there. I had no idea whether this was going to work or not, and I thought maybe I could possibly be wasting 2 envelopes. I'm going to do it the same thing with this one. Hopefully I can reproduce what I did. I did write it down, but I'm not going to make a PDF or anything. I just wrote it down kind of in shorthand for myself to remember what I did. Okay, so now I've cut them down to size. And they should be the same size as this one, except they're not. Both of these are too large still. They're too wide. I don't know if I cut it crooked or if I cut this one crooked. Looks like we want to cut it off so it's even there. Yes, this one's fine. This one is not. So, okay. Looks like I may have had the envelope in there crooked. Let's try it again and see what we get. There's always one, isn't there? Okay. Yeah, now we got it. Okay. So now we're going to take and slide them together as if they were regular envelopes that we're going to slide together. When you open this up, you'll see a bunch of different things. You'll see this little thing here. And you can just cut that off. Okay. Just going to open it up. And you'll notice that this is open here and this is open here. Okay. So now the same thing's going to be true on this one. And take this little piece off. And now they're going to slide together like this. Now mine, the pieces came together at the bottom. Yep, not going to happen. Alright, well it'll still work. Okay, now on this side, you're going to want to cut this off right here. I'm not sure, I think I did it afterwards on the other one. Let's slide it in. Remember, this is open. So we're going to slide it in and line it up with the crease, just like we would have if we were sliding them together normally. I think that paper's hitting the mic. So you're going to want to line them up. Just as if you had slid them together. Oz is going to bark. Everybody say hi to Oz. Now this worked so well on the first one, of course. Actually, it did take a few minutes to kind of figure out where the lines were. They're hard to see. Okay. All right. So then you're going to flip this down. And then you're going to flip this back. Let me get my glue. You're going to flip this back, and that's what you're going to glue. But you don't want to move it. And it is all going to be held together with paper too. But that's what you want to glue together. Oh, and I moved it. Alright, that worked. It worked. Bum ba da ba. Okay. So now on this side, you want to take this little tab off. Or did we want to make our inside pocket on this side and glue that one back together, and then when we glue them together it will make the double pocket. Yes, okay, let's do that. Let's take this one off. So we're going to make the opposite side the inner pocket, then the other one. So instead of doing this and turning them upside down, you're just going to cut this off. Okay. And then make your inner pocket on the left, on the second one, on the right, on the first one, and leave that little tab. Okay. Then, while this is open, you're going to want to ink your pocket. I'm using Vintage Photo. We're going to be papering over this, so it doesn't matter. Since this is going to be the inner pocket, we're going to glue this together. Let me do something here. This is 3. This is 4. Okay. Make sure you ink all the way down to the corner. You're not really going to get that chance again. Okay. And then before we close it up, we need to put some paper in here to cover this. So let me make some notes here. No pocket. Pocket. And the no pocket is going to have the pocket on this side. You don't want to write too close to the edge because you're inking and you'll see it with a little bit of a border there. Okay. And then we'll have a pocket here, and that's going to be where we glue them together. Okay. So you're going to have a pocket here. All right. So on this side, we're not going to have a pocket at all. So what we're going to do is we're just going to glue it back together. We're just going to glue this all the way around. I'm trying to think. I just do the top. This one's going to be the pocket from putting them together. This is going to be papered. I could make double pockets on the inside here. No, I didn't really account for that. Let's just go with no pocket. We're going to have quite a few pockets anyway. So you're going to glue this end and down here. Oops. And you don't have to worry about the inside because the paper will hold it together. Okay. So then you're just going to pull the flap down. Now on the other side, the flap will be going up that you glue. Because we're doing it opposite. This is opposite world. Okay. So now we should have 2 that are the same. I had to do this with the other one too to make it fold in the right place, because you're never going to get the envelopes lined up. So I just put this to where it would fold. And then creased it there. that it would hold it together. Okay, so what we basically have are two booklets. Don't ask me how this even worked. I have no idea. So then we're going to take this and we're going to glue it. Well, technically it hasn't yet. But I got my fingers crossed. This is going to be covered with paper too. Okay, so this in effect becomes our back. Okay, so this is going to be the back cover. Okay. Okay, then we're going to have to ink all this. I'm going to put you on pause while I ink all this. Okay, so what we should have is two of these. Okay. Right, and that's still open. Okay, so, and they're going to be open on the opposite sides. This is open here, this is open here. It's not open all the way to flap down like the other one, because I forgot I needed to put paper in here, and I had glued this shut already, and did not remember that I needed to put paper in here. So we're going to, not the side that's not going to have a pocket, because we're going to cover it like this. Okay, and you won't see any of this opening or anything. All right, but on this side, you're going to have this pocket. So it's only the paper's only going to be this wide. So you need something to cover this right here. Now, I know you're going to look at this paper and go, oh no, what is she going to do? Well, this is a vertical page. We're making a small book, and there's really no way to use it other than sideways and cut it in half, and it's just not going to work. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to start with the back piece. That's why I numbered them 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you know which is which. Wrote back cover on here, front cover on this one. Okay. Marked where our closure is going to go. We'll do that in a minute. And so this is going to be the pocket. So you just flip this down, and this is going to be pretty because you'll see half of the flower. Now we need to do it this way because we want to turn it around. We want to be able to turn it around. And then stick it back in, and then you'll see the flowers along the inside. Okay, so you only want to go over as far as the pocket and then a little bit. So you're gonna take your pencil and you get your pocket here. You can see where the overlap is, or where the inside of the pocket's going to be, and then you're going to want to go over just a little bit. Now on here you want to go the length of the paper, so you're going to want to go right there. Okay, everybody with me? I know we did it upside down, didn't we? It's just crazy. It's craziness around here. Okay, so now we're going to cut this piece. Double check. Okay, that should be right. See, now see how pretty that's going to be. Okay. Depending on what other papers, we could have gone with something neutral. We should have, but we've got some brown pages that we can put right here, or papers, pages, papers, whatever. So we're going to ink this. I almost forgot. The top, the bottom, and the side that's going to show. You don't have to ink it like a crazy person unless you inked your envelope like a crazy person and wanted a big border to kind of shabby it out. Okay. And you know you're right side up because all your words are right side up. She says confidently. Okay. So I only need to glue these 3 sides. I don't need to waste glue in the other side. It's not a pocket, but the paper's only going to be... Now, I just cleaned this out while we were on pause. I mean, just. Okay. So flip this back over. We'll put it in here. This is where the envelope goes down. I didn't think about that. It's inked. We're going to have to live with it. If we try to cut the envelope off here, it's just going to mess that up, and you're just not going to want to mess with that. I've had to try to do something similar to that before, and it just never comes out good. Never, ever. So then now we can put this back. Now we can put this back, and we're going to have a pocket over here, but it's going to be because we're gluing everything together, okay, to make our pocket in between. So it's not a pocket that we need to leave open, so we're going to glue this side and this side. Okay, so bring this down, and you want to glue this side. And this side. Then that'll give you a pocket going in this way. Make sure everything lines up. Glue everything back together. It's a little funky from when I cut it. Cover it up when we paper. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. We're going to need paper here. Probably should have measured this piece while I had it out. We can measure the height. By putting the picture back together. Would have been kind of cool if we were doing that here, huh? Okay, so I need it to be this tall. just check the height. That looks fine. And then for the width, keep these. Remember, we put it in upside down. Okay, and I can feel the paper and see it right there. So let's go about this wide. Let's also measure. Hey, why not? So this is going to be 1.5 inches. So 1 3/4 inches. Let's see what we've measured. 1 3/4 inches. That's so weird. Makes me feel better that I can kind of sort of eyeball it. Now remember, we want to keep track of which way this is going to go, up or down. Keep this too. Half of a butterfly coming off of a page is really cool, and it might make a nice tag or something if we need one. Okay, so the number's right side up, so the flower goes this way. Very nice. Speaking of half of a butterfly, we have half of 2 butterflies. Okay, so let's ink it. And we'll glue the sides we inked. And then we already had 10 minutes in the intro. We're at 30 minutes now of this part. So I'm trying to decide whether to stop here or to go ahead and go. I think we could go the extra little bit and do the closure. I'll have to start a new video, but everybody knows my old computer does not like video files the size of 4 gigabytes or larger. It doesn't want to copy them. I did that right. I was like, what did I do? Oops. All right, so we've got our 2 centers done. Very pretty indeed. Now we are going to do the cover so that we can do the closure. And then we can do the rest of the papering and put on the pockets and stuff in the next video. Okay, I'm going to pause right here. And then I will be right back, and then that's what we'll do. Okay, we're back. I forgot something. So you're going to need 2 circles, 1-inch circles. And then you're going to glue them together to make one 1-inch circle, twice as thick. All right, and you're going to ink it up pretty good. I'm going to ink it up on both sides occasionally I make a mistake and put it down the wrong way. And then it doesn't have any inking. Sad but true. I have done it. Okay. Now, we want to put our cover on, which is where? Here. And it's already been inked. So we're going to glue our cover and put it on. And our cover's taller than our envelope. How? Oh, because it was different paper. It was borderless, remember, because we had the full pages, and when they printed out, they went ahead and printed out borderless, so that made them bigger. So let's bring it down a notch. I was like, what? I just went through cutting and gluing all those envelopes for nothing. Nothing. Then we'll have to re-ink the top. Let's double check. Let's see if I have enough ink on here without. So I'm not doing that super ink. Just lightly inking. Let me do this real quick. I'm having trouble with this today. I didn't leave it off or anything. Maybe the glue is just mad at me. Oh, this is that new media grab thing that Tim Holtz has. I love it. When you go to ink, it stays right there. It doesn't stick to it. It doesn't glue. I can take this up anytime I want and wash it off with warm water and let it dry. No big deal. But it does make it a whole lot easier. And you can put your media on it as well. And while you're inking or whatever, then your paper, whatever you're using, your paper, in my case, it would be stay still. So I was not sure about it, and I went ahead and got one because it looked like a really cool idea to me. And it works. It works as advertised. If you do get one, I would get at simonsaysstamp.com. They are running a special, the last time I looked, where you can get 3 of the mats, 3 of the covers. That's what I was going to tell you, is you need to get the cover so that you have somewhere to store them once you've taken them out of their protective plastic. It's like when you get cling stamps and you have to have something to put them back in, preferably what you took them out of. But in this case, that's not really going to work. And you don't want to just take a page protector and open it up on one side, because it just doesn't work. So these particular covers work really well. And that puts your pieces in that you haven't cut. If you've got pieces cut for certain things, you can put those in there too. All right, enough of my commercial for that. So we're just going to glue this on like so. Okay, glue that on. And now this is open, remember, because we have a pocket here, so we don't have to freak out about the bread showing. Pocket. Okay, so we're going to get our crocodile. I would do the Jaws music, but Jaws is short. Dun, 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 dun. Alright, I did it anyway. I'm going to mark where about we want our closure. It looks like it's going to be right on that flower. You mark there and then look. think it's going to need to be just a smidge further in. Okay, so that's where we'll make our hole. Open this up. Slide your crocodile inside the pocket. If you can't get it all the way to the hole, then you're going to have to slide the whole thing, feet and all, in there. And just open it up further, it'll go. And then you want to use the bigger hole. And just make your hole. That's it for the crocodile. Crocodile's done. No, he's not. Come here, crocodile. We have to make a hole in the center of this. I'm always eyeballing this and getting it wrong. See, that's why I'm glad we moved it over. Glad we moved it in that way. I almost wish I had moved it in just a little bit more. Now that I think about it, duh, I could have just measured an inch in to see how far in that circle was going to be, couldn't I? Yes, I could have. So you're going to take your brad. You're going to put it through the hole in the paper and through the hole in the cover. You're going to open it up inside here. And then I take my finger and flatten it down. Sometimes that makes it a little too tight. And now we don't have to worry about it because we're not going to put the closure string on there or anything anyway. But we just needed to get that on there because we just wanted to, I guess. This was always going to be a pocket. Anyway, I would recommend leaving it this way. You see how the little feet are going this way, just like the way the paper's going to go, sliding in and out. And then you could put a little piece of tape over it to keep it from turning, which I think would be a great idea. So now I've got a piece of tape over the feet. Okay, that'll make it nice and smooth. Well, I have a piece of tape almost over the feet. There we go. All right. Okay, that's it. That's going to be it for our first video. And then in the second video, we're going to paper the rest of the book and make the cards and get some decoration done. If we look like we're going to run out of time, we're just going to have to go longer and make it a longer video, okay? Yeah. So in the meantime, as your homework, I want you to take all of your papers and do what I did, which is trim them, then sort them by whether they're going to be a page that you're going to decorate or not. Some of these pages here, you know, where you don't have anywhere to really put a pocket or anything. Now that you've cut it in half and the sides you can decorate is gone. So those are going to be our full page pictures. Okay. You know, if I did this one, even though this isn't the, oh, because it's got the book page on it, that's why I can't. Okay, so these are those. Then you've got your pages you can decorate. And then you have your writing paper. I believe there's one more. Oh, I know there's another paper under there. That's not a writing paper. That one is. Plus, we're going to make cards. So, yeah, we'll have anyway, just sort them. Trust me. Sort them. And then you're going to want your page that you want to have as your cover, your borderless page, so that you don't have the brown around when you cut the paper in half. Because if you do and then cut the brown off, then it's really going to be small and it's not going to fit your envelope. So pick from this one, or the one that I chose, which is the garden gate. And then you're going to have these. I printed these on both sides. Oh, there's the other writing paper. I printed these on both sides to make cards with. So I just took a neutral coffee dyed color and printed it on the back. Okay? Alright, so that's your homework. Get your pages cut and get them inked. Sort, cut, ink. That's your homework. If you're not ready, don't blame me if you can't follow along. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm not kidding at all. All right, I'll see you in the next video, and that will be just a second for you and a day for me. Okay, bye-bye.